crafty friends, welcome back to my channel and my craft room. I'm so excited to have you all here. Today we are taking a little trip over the rainbow. Yes, we are going full Wizard of Oz with this card project. We've got Poppy, Shimmer, our sweet lion, and a whole lot of Oz inspired magic happening on the desk today. So follow the yellow brick road, or just keep watching because this one turned out adorable. Let's get into it. For today's card project, I'm playing with some super fun goodies that Spellbinders sent me as part of their affiliate program. You'll find everything they sent listed down below in the description box, along with my Spellbinders affiliate link if you want to check anything out. I honestly love being a Spellbinders affiliate because it means I get to show you all their new products and walk you through my whole card making process. So today I'm using the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Lion BetterPress plate and die set, along with the Field of Poppies 3D embossing folder and die set. I'm not using the die pieces here, but I'm using the embossing folder. And then I did also receive the Wonder of Oz frame and tag BetterPress plate and die set, but I'm saving that one for another day. I didn't use that in today's project. So before we dive in, I want to show you the cards I made for Spellbinders because look at these. I had so much fun putting them together and I hope they give you a little inspiration. This is the one I'm going to create today. I'm going to show you how I turn those flowers red with some perfect pearls. Super fun. And here's the other cards I made. There's some hot foiling. Tin Man, and I did the blackout technique on this card here. Super fun. So alright, let's get into the crafting. So here we go. So today I'm working with Lawn Fawn's Black Licorice cardstock because I'm actually out of my Spellbinders black cardstock. Don't judge me, it happens. Lawn Fawn's Black Licorice cardstock is actually one of my favorites and I can easily purchase it off of Amazon. I will have it linked down below in my description box for you. And I've got my Platinum 6 and my BetterPress all set up and ready to go because I'm going to be doing a little BetterPressing today and I'm excited for this one. So first up, I'm grabbing my Spellbinders scissors and cutting a sheet of cardstock in half. I'm going to use this to create both my card panel and my mat layer. And of course, I'm pulling out my trusty A2 Matting Basics A and B die sets. You know I use these constantly. They just make the whole process so much easier and everything comes out the perfect size without me measuring 47 times. Now I'm grabbing the largest die from both the A and B die sets and I'm just placing them on my Platinum 6. I always put the dies at an angle. Trust me, it makes the cutting so much smoother. Then I'm running both the A and B dies through the P6 to get my panel and my mat ready. So now I'm grabbing the largest die from the A and B die sets and I'm just placing them on my Platinum 6. I always put my dies at a little angle. Trust me, it makes the cutting so much smoother. Then I'm running both A and B dies through the P6 to get my panel and my mat ready. And honestly, I'm really starting to need new cutting plates. These poor things are getting so warped and cracked. I should probably keep a separate set just for video so they don't look quite so rough on camera, because these have definitely seen some things. But hey, they still work. So now that all my layers are cut, I put the dies back on the magnet sheets so I don't lose them, because if I set them down for even a second, they vanish. So now it's embossing time, y'all. I'm pulling out the Field of Poppies 3D embossing folder, and this one is seriously gorgeous. The dimension is just chef's kiss. Before I run anything through, I'm lightly spritzing my cardstock with the mister, just a tiny bit of water off camera. That helps soften the fibers so the cardstock doesn't crack when it goes through the machine, especially with those super deep 3D folders. Once it's lightly misted, I'm popping it into the folder and running it through my Platinum 6 using the universal plate system, following the 3D embossing folder instructions. That setup, it just makes it so easy. You just stack it exactly the way they show and it comes out perfect, y'all. The folder actually comes with coordinating dies too, so you can cut out individual flowers if you want to layer them. But today I'm keeping it simple and just using the embossing folder on its own because it really holds its own without any extra pieces. Okay, y'all, and check out this embossing. Y'all, I mean, look at that texture. It is so deep and so pretty. I really hope the camera is picking it up because in person it looks absolutely stunning. The folder does not play around when it comes to dimension. Okay, next up I'm going to do some BetterPressing. I am BetterPressing the lion. I absolutely love how detailed these BetterPress plates get. Every little line shows up so crisp. It's honestly kind of magical. So for my cardstock, I'm using Distress Watercolor cardstock, the smooth side, because I'm planning to do a little watercoloring with my Distress Watercolor pencils. Now I'm new to Distress Watercolor pencils, and I absolutely have fallen in love with them. They're wonderful. I have been collecting them. I think I have all but one set. So the smooth side of the cardstock, that it just gives me a cleaner impression and makes the coloring glide a little bit easier. So for the ink, I'm going to be using my BetterPress ink. I'm going to be using tawny brown. I just like that color for the lion. I thought that worked out nicely. So now you can use other inks. Pretty much any pigment ink or hybrid ink will work, but since I already have the BetterPress inks, I just reach for them. They are designed for this system. They stay put and they give me that nice detailed impression without any fuss. So there I was just doing the pounce and pivot motion, inking up that press plate. So I've got my press plate all ready to go, my cardstock taped down, inked up the lion, and now I'm running it through. It's such an easy process once you get the hang of it. The lion is all ready to go to be colored in, but before I move on, just a quick reminder, if you ever need to clean your press plates, your BetterPress plates, I highly recommend the Ranger Archival Ink Cleaner. I will have that link down below in the description box. It works so well on these plates. You can use a Hero Art scrubber block with it, or even just a microfiber cloth to rub off the ink. And it gets the ink right off without any damage. And it's okay if they stain a little bit. That just shows they are well loved. So since I don't have the coordinating sentiments that go with the Wonder of Oz collection, I'm pulling out the Bestie Sentiments set instead. I actually think they pair really nicely with these images, so it still feels like everything belongs together. I'm going to ink these up and run them through next. And one thing I love about this set is that the die cuts all the sentiments at once. No lining up a dozen tiny dies. No chasing little pieces around your craft table. It's so quick and easy. One pass through. So for these, I'm using the BetterPress cotton panels, which always give such a nice, crisp, clean impression. They just take the ink beautifully. All right, let's get these sentiments pressed. While I still have my die cutting machine out, I'm going to go ahead and die cut out the lion. I absolutely love that the BetterPress plates come with coordinating dies. It just makes everything look so clean and finished without any of the stress of fussy cutting, because y'all know I'm not a fan of fussy cutting. So now I know a lot of people like to tape their dies down, but I actually don't always tape my dies down. I just carefully place the cutting plate right on top and make sure nothing shifts as it goes in. As long as you lower the plate gently and keep a steady hand, it stays put just fine. And honestly, it saves me from wasting tape and having sticky bits everywhere. Once it's lined up and the plate is on, I just run it through and the die does such a beautiful job cutting right to the edge of the image. It really brings the lion to life once it's popped out of the panel. You can really see the whole card starting to come together. And since the machine is already out, I love getting all my die cutting done in one go. It keeps my workflow moving and saves me from hauling everything back out later. Alright, this little lion is officially ready for some color. For the coloring today, I'm using my Distress Watercolor Pencils, and I've only recently started collecting these, but oh my gosh, y'all, I love them so much. Like I said earlier, I'm still pretty new to them, but they are super easy to work with once you get the hang of it. I also have a water brush out to apply the color. I have my pencils stored here in a mesh bag off to the side. I like that because I can bring them all with me wherever I go. But for the lion, I'm keeping it simple and using brush corduroy for most of his body and the candied apple for his bow. Such a cute combo. So the way I like to use these pencils is really easy. This is what I've seen done on YouTube. Instead of coloring directly onto the cardstock, I take my water brush and just pick the color up straight from the pencil tip. You literally just touch the wet brush to the tip of the pencil and it pulls the pigment right off. It loads the brush with gorgeous, rich color, almost like you're using a little watercolor palette. Then you can paint onto your image just like regular watercolor, nice and controlled, super smooth, and no harsh pencil lines. And if you want a deeper shade, you just touch the brush back to the pencil again and reload your color. It's such a simple way to work with these, especially for small images like this lion. All right, let's get them colored. See how fun these are? I'm honestly having such a good time with these Distress Watercolor Pencils. Do y'all like to play with them too? Let me know in the comments below because I love hearing how other people use them. There are so many different techniques you can do with these. I really like that you can get soft washes or super intense color just by picking up more pigment from the pencil. And they blend so nicely, especially on the watercolor cardstock. They are beginner friendly but still really versatile if you want to get fancy with them. And look how cute this little lion turned out. The brush corduroy gave him such a warm, soft look, and the little pop of candied apple on the bow is perfect. He just has so much personality now. Just look at him. Okay, so now it's time to make this background really shine, y'all. For today's shine moment, I'm getting out an older product that we all probably have in our craft rooms. I'm getting out Perfect Pearls. The color is Forever Red because I really wanted those Field of Poppies to stand out and look extra magical. So what I'm doing is taking my Versamark ink pad and just slowly dragging it across the raised areas of the embossing. Now you don't have to press hard, just a light gentle drag is enough to hit the high points. And this step is really important because you need something for the Perfect Pearls to actually stick to. And don't worry if a little bit of the ink gets down between the raised areas. It's totally fine. Once the powder goes on, it all blends together and just gives this gorgeous soft shimmer with that bold red shine right on top of the poppies. All right, let's get this background glowing. Okay, so to really make this background glow, you'll want to grab a paintbrush. I'm using this little Ranger brush that actually came with one of my Perfect Pearl packs from years ago. It has definitely been loved, but it still works perfectly for this. You just dip the tip of your brush into the Forever Red Perfect Pearls, and seriously, a little goes a long way. You don't need much at all. Then start gently rubbing it over the raised areas of the embossing. Just soft, light strokes. The powder grabs onto that Versamark, the ink that I put down, and it instantly brightens up those poppies. And this is where the magic happens. Those flowers start to glow, the shimmer, the shine, the dimension. It all comes together and looks so beautiful in person. The folder already has amazing texture, and the Perfect Pearls just take it to the next level. And while I'm brushing this on, let's talk about Perfect Pearls for a second, because these little jars, they are such underrated magic. If you haven't pulled yours out in a while, this is your reminder to shop your stash. I know so many of us bought these years ago. I think I bought mine at Joann's years and years ago. Maybe in a mixed media phase, maybe because we saw someone do a cool shimmer technique, and then they just kind of got tucked away in a drawer. But y'all, they are absolute gold when it comes to enhancing embossed backgrounds. Perfect Pearls stick beautifully to Versamark. They blend like a dream, and they give you that soft pearlescent glow that you just can't get with an ink pad alone. And because they are powder, you can go subtle or you can build it up for that full-on shimmer moment. You can even mix colors, which is super fun if you want a multi-tone shine or want to add highlights to certain areas. And honestly, you don't have to buy anything new to create backgrounds like this. Take a few minutes, dig through those older supplies, your perfect pearls, your mica powders, your metallic pigments, even old embossing folders you haven't touched in ages, and just play. Sometimes the combination of older product with a newer folder or a die is what sparks the coolest idea. Embossing folders especially are perfect for this because the raised areas catch the light so well. Perfect pearls cling right to those high points and make everything pop. And because Tiny Bit goes such a long way, one jar will last basically forever, so you get so much mileage out of them. So yeah, shop your stash and pull out those favorites, those old favorites, and see what kind of magic you can make. Look at these poppies already. They are glowing. So I'm just using my paintbrush here to dust away the extra powder. I don't want it settling down in those lower areas if I can help it. So I am brushing off as much of that as I can. I really want the background to stay black down in those recessed parts so the poppies on the raised areas totally steal the show. And honestly, this step makes such a difference. Just taking a minute to clean up the excess perfect pearls keeps the whole background looking crisp and intentional. Once those lower areas stay dark and the poppies are glowing up on top, the contrast is just gorgeous, y'all. It really makes that 3D embossing pop even more. So I'm just grabbing my little water bottle here, my sprayer, and a microfiber cloth, and I'm going to do a quick cleanup. This is exactly why I love working on my Glassboard Studio glass mat. When you're using powders, perfect pearls, embossing folder dust, all that messy stuff, cleanup is literally a couple sprays and a quick wipe. Everything just lifts right off the glass. No staining, no scrubbing, no drama. It makes projects like this so much easier because I don't have to worry about powder sticking everywhere. A little spritz, swipe it clean, and I'm ready to move on. So now I'm grabbing my water bottle again because I need to set the perfect pearls. This step is super important. If you skip it, the powder can rub off over time. All you have to do is give the background a light misting of water. Just a few spritzes from a distance is enough. You don't want to drench it. You just want that light mist to hit the powder so it bonds and sets in place. Perfect pearls are activated by water, so once they get that little bit of moisture, the shimmer locks in and won't go anywhere. It's honestly like magic every single time, y'all. After I give it a couple spritzes, I'm just going to set the background off to the side and let it air dry. And y'all, it is so pretty. The shine, the color, the contrast with the black cardstock. This background is really showing off right now. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Check that out, y'all. Look at that glow. Alright, y'all, it's splatter time. And y'all already know I love splatter and hate splatter at the same time. It's chaotic, it gets everywhere, it gets on things I didn't even touch, but it looks so good that I keep doing it anyway. And today I have some new products to splatter with, so of course I had to pull out my Tim Holtz Splat Box to help contain the mess, because I'm not trying to redecorate my entire craft room with dots of ink. I'm using the Spellbinders splatter effects in Raven and Sparkle because I wanted to, and because splatter is just fun. The Raven gives that bold contrast, and the Sparkle gives like fairy dust. I just love it. So just make sure to shake these bottles up really, really well. So I'm going to be giving this background a good dramatic splatter session. Raven first for the drama and Sparkle for the magic. And then I'm going to set it off to the side to air dry. And I'm just using my bone folder here to help tap it on to the card panel. Super cool. You can see it getting really splattery, all that splatter goodness. There we go. Check that out, y'all. And once that's dry, it's going to be finally time to assemble this card, and I cannot wait for you to see how it all comes together. So I'm going to put that aside to dry and clean this area up and move on to putting the card together. Now it's time to assemble this card. I already have an A2 size folded note card ready to go. I made that off camera to save a little time. I'm grabbing my Spellbinders tape runner and using that to adhere the embossed panel onto the matte layer, and then I'm adding the whole thing to the note card, nice and simple. Next, I'm pulling out my trusty Barely Arts glue and my fine line bottle from Spellbinders. And yes, I'm using that cute little glue holder I found on Amazon, the same one Kathy uses in her videos. I'll make sure to have that link down below in the description box because it's honestly one of those small things that makes crafting easier. I'm going to adhere the lion down with the liquid glue and same with the sentiment. I don't always like using foam tape unless I really need the dimension. Most of the time I like keeping my cards pretty flat because it just makes mailing so much easier and I don't have to fight with bulky layers. I'll have all my Spellbinders affiliate links listed down below in the description box, along with my Amazon links to the tools I use today. If you choose to shop using those links, it genuinely helps support my channel and lets me keep bringing you more content like this. I appreciate it so very much, y'all. Alright, I'm bringing out the Color Essential Gems in the gold mix from Spellbinders. These little self-adhesive crystals are basically tiny jewels, and I'm obsessed, y'all. I'm popping them right into the centers of the flowers because I needed some bling. I always need bling. And once those goes on, this card is officially serving Wizard of Oz sparkle. And just like that, this card project is done, y'all. Look at her. She's cute, she's shiny, she's giving Follow the Yellow Brick Road energy. Before I go, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for watching, commenting, liking my videos, subbing, hanging out with me, everything. It truly means the world. Every little bit of support helps me keep creating and sharing more crafty fun with you. I'm also trying to get faster with my videos so I can push more content out. Because let's be real, I have way too many ideas and not enough upload days. So buckle up because more is coming. Thank you all so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Alright y'all, ciao for now.